and welcome back to another episode of Pivotal Moment. I am so glad that you are with us today. And we have been talking to leaders across industries, across backgrounds to get their perspective on how they lead and how we can do it better, differently, or improve it. I have a special and wonderful guest that you're going to love today. Her name is Dr. Kelly. She goes by Dr. Kelly. Her full name is Dr. Kelly Elmore. So let me just give you a little bit about her background. So hold on just a second. Dr. Kelly is a board certified OB-GYN, healthcare executive, and chief wellness officer for clients across the globe. We're going to get to the global part, so just hang on. While Dr. Kelly considers her practice VivaLife Health Hub in San Diego as her home, she considers that her home. She still travels around the world and sees most of her private medical concierge patients virtually. We love telehealth. We'll talk about that. After graduating summa cum laude with the Bachelor's of Science from the Xavier University of Law or of Louisiana, you have to say that because they will call you out, these alums, I'll tell you. From the Xavier University of Louisiana in New Orleans, Dr. Elmore, Dr. Kelly, completed her medical degree at the University of Chicago Pritzker School of Medicine on a full scholarship and then residency in San Diego. Dr. Kelly holds a master's in business administration, her MBA. She completed while maintaining her full-time practice. She is a powerhouse and her business co-medical consulting, but there's more. Dr. Elmo is a high energy and dynamic speaker who grasps the attention of her audience and leaves them in a positive and memorable impression for the rest of their days, sometimes their lives. She has that impact. Her life motto, which she shares wholeheartedly with her patients, is to educate, to encourage, inspire men and women and youth to Viva Life, which means, and starting with their health, I should say. When Dr. Kelly is not helping her patients, she is giving back to the community, serving as an advisory member of the Logan Heights Community Development Corporation in San Diego. She also participates in humanitarian surgical missions and global education. And she still found time to be with us today. Welcome, Dr. Kelly.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to be with you, and thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Thank you so much for being such a powerful leader, but also being willing to share how you did it. I think that one of the hallmarks of people who really do well is seeing other people do the same. And so we really thank you for giving us this opportunity and giving so much to our community. So let's start from the beginning about VivaLife. Where did the idea come from? And then how does that fit into your role as a physician leader?
Absolutely. So as mentioned, San Diego is my home. I'm originally from Chicago, but I call myself a shy Cali girl because I lived in Southern California for now most of my life.
Shout out to Chicago. Sorry, I had to do it.
I've had such a wonderful opportunity of influence of different cultures, and Spanish is like my love language. I love the Spanish language. So growing up in Southern California, learning Spanish, as well as knowing that like you said, I'm energetic. I'm all about living my life. I wanted to combine those two things together. As you also said, we do have a nonprofit in Logan Heights, which is in San Diego, and that is predominantly Hispanic. So in doing my volunteer work in Logan Heights and advisory work, we decided to choose two words that really reflected what we're trying to do, which is Viva, and Viva means live, and life. So Viva Life means live life. And the tag that comes along with that is Viva Life, spiritually, physically, financially, mentally, and emotionally. I want you to live your healthiest and wealthiest life.
Wow. Okay. So if you can get a ticket to wherever she's speaking and doing her TED Talk or her motivational, I encourage you to get the ticket early and soon. I'm going to be in the front line. Dr. Kelly, can I come and can I be in the front row?
Absolutely. And VIP.
I love it. I love it. So let me ask you, what has been the response from the health community with VivaLife, and what's been the response from patients in general?
Well, the health community, they're amazed. Number one, like you said, you've read my bio and they're trying to figure out that you're doing all of this. But I'll tell you, the reason why I'm able to do it is because I practice what I teach. So the meditation, the journaling, the exercise, the optimizing nutrition is all reflective of what we're trying to do with our patients in the healthcare setting. Then in the community, they're happy that, like you said, I come back. I live in the community, I work in the community, and I volunteer in the community. So the community has definitely embraced VivaLife, and just as we've embraced them.
Wow, they are so lucky to have you. I wish I had like a private jet and I could just fly into San Diego and kind of see you at work. And speaking of your work, I want to talk about your global missions because that is an incredible thing that not all physicians get to do. But to have that impact domestically and also globally, how does that perspective of getting able to reach so many, even abroad, how does that impact like your daily perspective of health?
You know, it, like we say, diversity is so important. So because I've been able to live in so many different countries and see how, as a OB-GYN, they are embracing their women or sometimes not embracing their women, but understanding what women are experiencing all around the world, what families are experiencing makes such a big difference. So living in Puerto Rico, Guam, Japan,
Wow.
having time in, you know, Germany, as well as Jamaica, and the Caribbean islands in total, I have gotten a wide view of, you know, what does the world look like through a woman's eyes and through a healthcare provider.
Yes.
Makes such a huge difference in how I treat my patients, how I understand where they're coming from, how we interact, and how they embrace me and I embrace them, which makes our experiences so much better.
Wow, that's so awesome. I feel like that impacts what I guess you call your bedside manner as a physician, having
Absolutely.
that sort of compassion and integrity to your work, which makes people feel like they can share with you, all these things they have to as a physician. I just love that you bring that to your philosophy. So what do you think, Dr. Kelly, especially given your global travels, living abroad, living here, doing things that you do? There's so much going on right now. So much. What do you think? I don't know if you can even say one or two, but what do you see as the most pressing health issue today? And then how do you see yourself like meeting that or addressing it?
Yes, thank you so much for asking that question. I think the most pressing issue today, specifically for women, is that we must have the access. We must have
Mm,
access to high quality, safe,
yeah.
equitable, evidence-based, and I always add inclusive care. Because if you have somebody that can reflect who you are or understand who you are definitely going to get a better understanding in the room with that client, that
Yes.
patient, excuse me,
Yes.
and or licensed independent practitioner experience, and you're going to have better outcomes. The reason why is because I'm going to care. I'm going to care about
Yes.
you. I'm going to make sure, you know what, we follow up.
You're
And
right.
I'm going to check on you. And then,
Yeah.
so kind of in tune, a lot of my patients are very surprised that I can be so in tune with them that I'll give you an
Yeah.
example. A few times when they went into labor, I knew they were going into labor, not because I was on the labor deck, but because I felt it in my spirit. And so that's how in
Wow.
tune that we're able to get by embracing each other's culture, understanding lifestyles. That's where we can go with our healthcare today and wellness care today.
I think that that is key about kind of showing up and showing that you care every day for that patient and that really making a difference. And I think also having those lived experiences where you come in and you see someone who has had that same interest or that same issue, it just makes a different connection, right? And so I want to talk about the connections that you make like all over the place. So you have a podcast,
Yes.
you are a fitness guru, you do Instagram videos at like 5 a.m. I'm still asleep. Um, you have a full-time role, you have a full-time business, you're a wife, you're a mom. Um, I just don't know how many, like, do you get more hours than we do? How are you doing this? And what is the secret? I mean, seriously.
Yeah. So number one, I'm a Virgo, so you know I have everything lined up.
Yes, 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 yes.
there's a schedule and a routine that's associated with everything. But to be honest, like I said, those 5 pillars, that spiritual,
Mm.
physical, financial, mental, and emotional abilities, as well as doing that meditation, journaling, and exercise and optimizing nutrition, that is why. And I will tell you, the first thing I said was meditation. When you meditate, when you align yourself with greater good, understanding who you are, whose you are, your purpose in life, you
Ooh.
will somehow find the energy to do all the things that you do. And I will also say that I am not doing anything that I don't love and enjoy doing. So when you say all of that, I
Yeah.
literally love and enjoy doing. So
Ooh. And she is in shape. So the fitness videos prove her point that she is living and doing what she is preaching. And she does have an intensely personal, I think, connection with patients and with people in general. I met Dr. Kelly and I mentioned something about me not sleeping that well because I'm always doing these different projects. And she's like, how's your sleeping going? Like you remember things that people tell you, and that makes people understand that it is more than a title. It's a passion, it's a calling. And so let me ask you, of all those things that you're doing, is there one that you could pick as your favorite, or one that you get the most from, or one that you love the most, or do they each fit into each other?
they all fit into each other, but I will tell you that the fitness part just excites me. It gives me so much energy, and I just want to share with
Yes.
everyone. The podcasting is wonderful because it closes out my meditation every day. So when I meditate and
Mm.
I, read and write, because I journal as well, that podcast closes it all out. And then I go right into my exercise, which just keeps me
Mm.
hyped. So of it is just like so intertwined, and it's amazing and wonderful. And I love it. And I know it can seem overwhelming because people are like, could you slow down? I can't keep up with you. But you know what I tell people? Same thing I tell my patients. I don't expect you to be me. I
Yeah.
expect you to be the best you can be, and I'm going to
Right.
help you be that person.
But you do inspire people, because I think the key of a good leader is like you take in what they say long after they have gone away. Like even when they've stopped speaking, you're still thinking about those lessons and those things that they said that is going to make your life better, that you haven't done, but you should do.
Yep.
And I love that. That is rare, and it's not something that you can manufacture or pretend. It's just like a part of you. And so this is why I wanted you guys to hear from her, because she's such an amazing leader, so effective, and she really cares. What do you love most about what you do? Is it the impact on patients? Is it the connection? Like, what if you had to say I love this the most, it would be.
I think it's probably the connection. I'm an extrovert as well. So out in the world, I'm an extrovert. When I come to my house, I'm an introvert, which is very funny. When I come home, I
Right.
decompress, which
Okay.
sounds introverted, right? But no, I'm an extrovert. It's the
Mhm.
connection. I mean, there is nothing like, as an OB-GYN, we understand you at your most intimate moments, right? And there is nothing like being there in those moments and having complete honor and trust and respect for the person that you're sitting with or,
Yeah.
talking to. And then on the other hand, I'm the doctor that's, doing your pap smear. And I'm like, so how's your career going? Can we help you with anything else? Your finances okay? You never heard about this? And they're like, didn't realize that I was going to come out with a whole consultation, not just a physical exam. And I'm like, absolutely, because a woman is a whole person, and I need to make sure that whole person is being taken care of.
Okay, that's going to be my motto for 2023. I know we are somewhat into it already. We're already in January, but that is, a woman is a whole person. I love that. I love that. I love that. So we said what you love most, the connection, and then tell me what is most challenging.
The most challenging is the fact that I can't be connected to everybody. That's the most challenging part, right?
Yeah.
So there's only one of me. There's significant demand for our type of services. And I am actually transitioning into not actually doing clinical care in the clinic, but
Mhm.
like what we're doing. I am getting out there, I'm speaking, I am doing group events. And the reason why is because I want to scale, and I want
Yes.
what we do to be heard across the globe, like not just a few people across the globe. I'm talking to like
Yes.
billions of people across the globe to know that, yes, we are creating spaces and places and people that really do care and want you to access that care. And we want you to get better. And we want to prevent cancers. And we want to make sure that you're your healthiest and wealthiest in every aspect of
Do you feel that energy? Like I just felt that energy. I felt like the whole stadium that you were speaking to was standing up, like doing the wave, following everything you're saying. It's infectious. That energy is infectious. We need that and we need more of it. So I'm coming to a stadium near you, wherever you're speaking first, wherever you're speaking first. So Dr. Kelly, this is called the show's Pivotal Moment, of course. We asked folks what was the moment that made the difference from where they were to where they wanted to be in your life. What was that pivotal moment?
There's been so many,
That
but I would say the pivotal moment is when I figured out that I could be my authentic, true self, and I was going to be accepted for it.
wow,
Yeah.
that's powerful. A lot of us don't get there because we're afraid of what people might think, or how is this going to impact my career? How is this going to, like we are tethered by fear, and we prevent ourselves from our best selves, maybe. So I love that you said that. How do you get to your authentic self? How do you get to that point?
A lot of prayer and meditation. So a lot of that, and surrounding yourself with people that are positive, role models, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And people that really have your back. So I call it a circle of trust. I call it a force field of protection. And, getting out there and growing and saying, you know what? I am enough. I
yeah,
am enough.
yes,
And realizing that you add value and you have to
yes,
speak to yourself. The mindset is so crucial, so crucial. The
absolutely.
so crucial that you have to speak to yourself and know that I am here for a reason. I have a purpose. I have a passion.
Yeah.
There's a bigger plan for me. And what I can do, not only in myself, is going to impact so many. And when you realize the impact that you can have on others, you show up and you show out and you let them know I am here for a reason. And that is to change lives.
Oh my God, amen okay. I can't, like I said, I can't hire you as an executive coach, can't afford it. However, I am coming to where you are speaking. You guys are getting a free TED Talk. So I hope that you are listening, taking notes. If you don't have your pen and paper out, I suggest you get out because there's more to come. There's more. So let me ask you this. So you are a physician and you are leading the way for so many young folks who want to become physicians. Maybe they're in med school, maybe they're in high school, maybe they're thinking about, oh, can I really do this? But you're also a leader. So how do you begin to build the leadership skills in high school, in college, in med school to be not what you are, because like you said, you can be your authentic self. We don't not to be you, but to be the best version of themselves. Where do you start to become that leader?
So I'm gonna go back to what I've always been doing. I've been journaling since I was 6 years old, right?
Wow.
And so I've had goals since then. I've known I wanted to be a physician, not because anybody around me told me, but because I feel like I was called to the pulpit of medicine. In doing that, you because as a little girl of color who didn't know anybody that did those things, her mother and me always spoke up and asked
Mm.
questions. And so then people see that you're interested and they're like, oh, then they start telling you, oh, you're going to make a great leader one day. Well, you start believing what they said, right?
Right, right.
or Kelly, yeah, she's got this all under control and she's 8. So, but you start along with that. And in high school, I was on the varsity basketball team. So I was the, first string varsity basketball. I was the co-lead or the lead. You start winning championships. You go to college and you realize, when you graduate from high school, you have one of the highest GPAs. Well, you didn't get there
Yes.
by not organizing yourself, by not understanding that I have a goal, and in order to make these goals, I got to look at people who have already done what I'm trying to do, and those people are not
Right.
all like you. They're not going to sound like you, but you have
True.
to them as a peer, as role models, so that you can achieve your best self.
Yeah.
Then from there, I went to Xavier University in New Orleans, Louisiana. The best of the best. I call it the Ivy League schools of the South, because
Amen.
networking opportunities, you don't realize, when you're pledging Delta Theta Sorority Incorporated, or when you're on the student advocacy council and you're the judge advocate. So I was a judge advocate in college, right? So you're
That
taking
Gordon, go ahead.
positions,
Mm-hmm.
and you realize as you get into your career you keep taking on leadership positions. You become the department head of something. You become the director of something, and you just keep on moving forward. But I couldn't have done those things without that circle of trust and that force field of protection. And those are the people that surround me, who meditate, pray for me, who, open doors for me, who sponsor, mentor, and advocate for me. And then, of course, even getting into my MBA program, I was denied twice. And what I've learned in my life is, if I get denied twice, I know on time 3 it's about to happen. So I don't give up.
It's the Trinity right there. I love that. You said the circle of trust. And what else? The force field of knowledge? So the force field of protection, the circle of trust, which has gotten you to where you are today. And so what you're saying, there are opportunities to lead in different facets at each level of your life, no matter the industry.
Absolutely. And remember, to be a great leader, you first got to be a great listener and a great follower.
Yes.
And you have to read. You have to know your stuff.
Yes. Woo, woo. That is good. That is right on point. Why do you think it's so hard? Because I love what you say about journaling and about goal setting, about having them. Why is it hard for some folks, myself included, to stay focused? Like, say you have 10 goals, you know what I mean, at the start of the year. 3 months into it, how close are you? 6 months. How do you stay on track? Because it's easy to fall off when the other things in life get in the way.
Right. So writing it down makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Meditate. And I only choose 3 things. To be honest with you, when I wake up every day, what 3 things am I going to do and I'm going to accomplish today? And then those 3 things add up. But like I also said, I'm focused, I'm determined, and I'm going to get it done. I'm going to win. So in myself, I have to win this game. And the game is my game of life. So I have to win it with those 5 pillars, because if I don't, then I'm not really living up to what I was placed on this earth to do. So I give people, the recommendation is, choose 1 to 3 things. Don't try to do it all. And as you create your dashboard of metrics, I guess you could say, right? Yeah. Have some easy wins, have some little, and you got to have an accountability partner.
I love that. I love that. And I love the power of 3, because I think you can get overwhelmed if you try to list 30 things in one day. You get discouraged at the end of the day. So the power of 3, okay, I'm accepting that. See how I'm learning? I'm getting this executive coaching right now. You see how I'm incorporating this, people? So let me ask you this about leadership in medicine. How is that different than other industries?
Well, I've never been in any other industry. Oh. But what I will say, it's about systems, right? It's about organization. Yes, it's about your people. In any industry that you are in, you have to understand your people. You have to treat them well. You have to help them live their best lives, achieve their goals. Because once they realize that respect and trust that you have towards them, then they'll give that to you. And they will do their absolute best for you each and every day. So in leadership, that is crucial. Everybody needs to understand the mission, the vision, what the values are for the organization, but the people make the organization move forward. So you have to respect them. You have to gain their trust, and you have to help them achieve their goals.
Man, oh, this is good. So, Dr. Kelly, as you are helping people to achieve their goals that you are doing every day in your own practice, in your own workout series, in your podcast, in every single facet that you're doing, you're helping somebody. Are there any particular challenges in medicine, in your businesses, of being a woman and being a woman of color while you're doing these things? And if so, how do you meet those issues?
So yes, there's challenges. One of the things I've learned is a lot of people think the challengers are only women or only women of color or Black women. But the more I have a diverse environment around me, I'm like, oh, you have some of the same issues. It might not be to the same scale or the same level, but you are dealing with things, right? Everybody has everybody wonders, am I enough? Is there an imposter syndrome? Is there an imposter sitting here? Am I faking it to make it, right? So everybody notices that, but there are barriers. There are times when I feel like, okay, I broke through the glass ceiling, and now where is this concrete ceiling or barrier that I also have to jump out of? What else is? Why do you keep moving the goalposts? What is the
right?
You know what I'm saying? So yes, they are, and it gets frustrating, and you get down on yourself sometimes, and you'll call your friends up, or like my mom is still here, thank God, and I'll call her. I'll have a few tears in my eyes. I'm not gonna lie, it's frustrating. But let me tell you, that's that that meditation, journaling,
Yes.
and exercise, and optimized nutrition, and getting your sleep, by the way,
I'm working on it, Dr. Kelly.
it makes a huge difference because it fortifies you, right? It strengthens you.
Ooh.
It lets you know that, yes, I can do all of these things because I have been given the resources and tools. You surround yourself, like I said, that force field of protection and that circle of trust. You
Yeah.
surround yourself with people who are on the way, next level, whatever it is, and they can help you and you can help them move to the next level.
I feel like I want to get up and just run, like run a marathon. And I'm not a runner. Let me just say that because so it's not going to happen. But I just feel so inspired by what you're saying. Because it's motivating and we need that motivation. But what you're saying is giving us the tools so that we can do it even after this conversation ends. And
Yes.
that's really equipping folks to change their lives. And I feel that and I see that. And you are doing this in your own business, even, right? So you're your own boss among your many other ventures. Talk to me about the advantages of that and maybe some of the challenges of that, of being your own person, being your own boss, making your own schedule. Tell me about that.
Well, I'll start with the challenges, then go
Yeah.
to the positives. How about that?
Let's start that way.
Positives even more.
Yeah.
Challenges are you eat what you kill, right? So people in
Ooh.
business, so if you're not working, you're not making any money. And if you're not making any money, how do you provide for yourself and others if that's your family? Also, there's so many businesses out here, so you have to have a competitive advantage. So that can get sometimes overwhelming. Like, am I doing the right thing? How do I, be competitive but collaborative? Because you can't do it alone. And a
Yeah.
lot of times, entrepreneurship, especially when you're starting out, it can feel very lonely. So you have to learn how to collaborate. You have to learn how to get out there and network, and then understand I can use all of this, but I can create my own competitive advantage. The reason why is because there is enough in this world for everyone.
Yes.
There is enough. And let's go ahead and expand that to the universe. There is enough for everyone. And everybody has a unique and special gift and talent. And we can work initially by ourselves, but you're going to have to collaborate together. So as you grow, as you scale, you're going to hire, you're going to invite people into that space. And as long as you stay mission, vision oriented, then you'll be great. You will be successful.
There is enough.
There is
I
enough.
mean, you could just drop the mic right there because if you could just remember that, you would stop beating yourself up for every single thing or comparing yourself, like that's so wise on so many levels. You can just write that on every day of the calendar. You are enough. You are like everything. That's great advice. So what is the best advice that you, Miss Motivational Speaker, Miss TED Talk, Miss Podcast Host, Miss Fitness Guru, Miss Physician. What is the best advice that you have gotten, Dr. Kelly? And what's the worst? Because sometimes I feel like we get bad advice. What's the best and not so great?
I think that the best advice that I've ever gotten is, I love you.
Oh.
Mhm. I love you. And when you are loved, you can do amazing things. And when you love others, you will change their lives and help them do amazing things. So I know that's not advice, but it is, words of inspiration. Is I
Absolutely.
love, right? And unfortunately, I know everybody haven't heard those words and they may not hear them a lot.
Mm.
But even if you haven't heard them, love yourself.
Amen. Amen. That actually could be one of those pivotal moments. Like when you hear that, even if it's like not all the time, but it could like really like jolt you into something or propel you toward a thing versus keeping you in fear of it. And so I think that's very powerful just to point that out, that it's not necessarily advice. Sometimes it is a feeling from the words that you receive from others. And so okay. Are you guys still writing? Because there's still more. Let me kind of get into a little bit of a more personal thing. Tell me something that people would be surprised about you, because I know you do interviews all the time. But what's something that we don't know that maybe we'd be surprised to know about Dr. Kelly?
Well, the people that know me, that when right? So I've always wanted to
Okay.
be I wanted to be a Janet Jackson dancer. Then I wanted. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
If I had to go to undergrad again, I would be a dancer. I totally.
Yeah. So I've always wanted to do that, and I'm still haven't given up hope because I feel like when she's gonna have like an over 50 tryout, and I'm going to be ready.
You're in your 20s. You wouldn't even qualify, so you couldn't go.
I'm taking all my years. I earned these years. I'm living these years.
Wow. I
All of
loved it. I loved it. Janet
Yeah.
Jackson. What about Beyonce? Would you do it for Beyonce?
Oh yeah, totally.
Any of them? Okay.
I'm saying I was like, my first desire was to be a Janet Jackson dancer, but ever since I turned 20s, desire has been to be a Beyonce dancer. So people that know me very well, they know that that's my thing. But I would say probably the other thing that people don't know is I do sleep. I do. And I sleep.
Yes. You have to do all that you do. You have to sleep. I can't imagine that you could do, your 110% schedule on 20%. You just couldn't do it.
No. And I know
but
exactly had enough sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, Dr. Kelly, we're gonna go on tour with Beyonce. Then maybe Janet, maybe Mary J when she does her tour, I'll meet you backstage. We'll work on our work on our routine. I love that you have that energy and that continues to be a part of the foundation that you give to others. You can sense that, you can feel that, and you are really driven by that. If you're listening to that, like I am getting motivated. And let me ask you this, because you've done so much, you do so much. What do you think the future holds, or what do you want to do? Let's say next 5 years, next 10, what's next for you? What's in the future for you?
Yeah, so my future holds increasing access to information, education, as well as true access into clinical care. But, I'm really focusing on that wellness piece because the wellness and prevention is so important because it's going to lead us into the right direction where we're not wasting our time and money in hospitals and grieving and frustrated and things like that. So that's the basis of what I'm doing. But like I told you, I'm trying to reach, multi-millions of people to help them viva life. So what the next 5-10 years looks like is doing the work and expanding the team to do the work together.
She will be hiring in a city near you in the next year or two. So just be looking out for the call. I'm just saying. And while you are spreading the message of VivaLife across the world, what is it that you credit as your inspiration? Is it a person, quote, an event? Like what inspires you?
So my circle of trust inspires me. That starts my higher power, God. Number 2 is my mother has been, with me since my birth, right? Wow. And she still is here. Despite her health challenges that she has, she does her absolute best to be with me. Of course, my family, my husband, our children, my best friends. I have the most amazing people in my life.
Wow.
All genders, and I say all genders because people identify differently.
Sure.
Very different cultures, everything. And my colleagues and my staff. I honestly love what I do, who I do it with, the reason why I do it, and who I do it for.
That's like a song. Okay, we're going to put that to like a beat. Let's say it again.
That is what motivates me and inspires me, and to go to sleep and wake up every single morning and just put my music on and know that I'm about to change the world with my people, with me changing the world. You can't stop us.
You are unstoppable. I knew that from day one. I didn't know you were a Virgo though, so now I know that too. Now it all makes sense. It's all coming together in alignment. Now we have talked about a lot, Dr. Kelly. What didn't we talk about that we need to know, that we should think about, do, or even to know about you?
What you need to know about me is I'm real. A lot of people don't think that I'm actually real, but I am real. I'm a human being. I do the exact same things that you do on a regular basis. I make mistakes. I've had failures, but you know what? I get back up again each and every time. So, and the reason why is because I know that I've been placed on this earth to change lives. And I can't change lives dead. So
do you love her like I love her? Dr. Kelly, she is real. She is real. She is true. She is passionate. She's brilliant. And she is changing the world one person at a time, one speech at a time. Where can we find you? Where can we support you? How do we do it? Tell us. Where do we go to be Dr. Kelly support? VivaLife supporters.
On the platform. So my website, I'll give you the shorter website, is Dr. Kelly OMD, DrKellyOMD.com. That's the shorter version. I'm also on Instagram as Dr. Kelly OMD, same spelling. And I'm on LinkedIn as Kelly Elmore. These ideas are all her own. So when you see that one, you'll see that one. And of course, I'm on Facebook as myself, but those platforms, Instagram, LinkedIn, as well as my website are where you can find me.
Well, I want to thank you, Dr. Kelly, so much. And you'll come back after your next TED Talk or your next commencement address or your next global standing ovation. You'll come back and tell us about it, yes?
Absolutely, because I want you there owning the stage with me.
Woo! I will carry your bag to the stage. But I will be there for the Beyonce routine, okay? Well, this is what
I didn't tell you that my birthday is 9/4.
Okay, alignment. I said mine is 9/7. So that means we'll just be there. Right. So I'm going to be a part of the opening act, and then you go up and do your speaking. Then we'll come back and all do it together, me, you, and Beyonce. Yes?
Let's do it.
This has been so much fun, Dr. Kelly. Thank you. And we will follow you, talk to you, and see you very soon at a stadium near us.
That's right.
All right.
It will happen. And don't forget to do what?
VivaLife.